Dear students, welcome to the next lecture of electrical measurement. Till the last lecture, we were discussing about the PMMC type instruments, and we have seen uh, that the PMMC type instrument they can either be employed as a voltmeter or an ammeter in the circuit. Okay, that we had seen, and also we had seen the concept of the multi-range ammeters or voltmeters. That is how the range of the particular ammeter or voltmeter can be increased to read the higher values. Okay, so theory as well as some numerical examples we had seen uh, in the last lecture. Now in this lecture we will just discuss a small topic, that is we explore the possibility, you can say, uh, of using the PMMC type instruments on AC. Okay, since if you remember that in the starting it was told that the PMMC type instrument are used only for measuring the DC quantities, they cannot measure the AC quantities. Okay, and we all know that the PMMC instrument is polarized, that means the terminals are labeled as plus and minus. Okay, so it must be connected correctly for positive deflection to occur. Okay, so what will happen that if you just connect this instrument to AC or the alternating current supply, okay, which is having a low frequency, let's suppose maybe around 1 hertz or maybe less than that. So if you connect the instrument with a low frequency supply, okay, the pointer will tend to follow the instantaneous level of the AC quantity. Okay, so you already know that the AC quantities they have different components like the instantaneous value, RMS value, average value, okay, peak value. So the pointer will follow the instantaneous level of the AC. So for low frequency AC supply, what will happen, the pointer will follow the instantaneous levels okay of the AC supply. Okay, so as the current will increase or as the current will grow, the pointer deflection will increase to some maximum value at the peak of the AC supply. Okay, so since it is following the instantaneous level, and you know that, let us just draw a simple AC supply. Okay, so this is the AC supply, it is having a sinusoidal variation. Okay, so this will grow from some 0 to up to some positive level, then again will decrease. So this is the variation, you already know. So since the pointer is following the instantaneous level, so pointer deflection will increase according to this increasing quantity, and it will reach the maximum at the peak of this AC quantity. Then as the instantaneous current level will fall, what will happen, the pointer deflection again will decrease toward the 0. Okay, and when the AC goes negative, then the pointer will be deflected to the other side in the scale. Okay, but this thing which I am discussing, that is the pointer movement, this kind of pointer movement, it can occur only with a very low frequency AC supply. Okay, so that I have already told, low frequency maybe around maybe less than 1 hertz, about zero point 0.5 zero point 0.1 hertz, it may be around. Okay, so this is the operation in case of very low frequency. But if we talk about of normal frequencies, okay, so for normal 50 hertz frequency or higher frequencies, maybe even that. Okay, So in case of these normal or higher frequencies, what will happen, that the damping mechanism of the instrument and the inertia of the meter movement will prevent the pointer from following the changing instantaneous level, isn't it? uh, so actually what will happen, that the you can say the variation or the pointer movement, it will be so high because the frequency is very high here. Okay, so the inertia of the instrument, okay, and the inertia of the meter, it will just you can say uh, uh, stop the pointer from changing its position. Okay, so that means the pointer of the instrument, it will just remain at its position of 0. Okay, so we can also say that the instrument pointer will settle at the average value of the current flowing through the moving coil. And what is the average value in case of AC? We know that average value is 0. So that means the pointer will stay at 0 or the instrument will indicate 0. Okay, so we can say that the meter will read 0. Okay, so for normal 50 hertz range, uh, we can say that the PMMC instrument will indicate 0 if we connect directly it to the AC supply. Okay, now if we have to uh, use these PMMC instrument uh, for measuring the AC quantities, we have to make certain changes in the circuit, or we have to make some special arrangements. Okay, so this type of arrangement we can call a rectifier type of arrangement, or then this will be called as the rectifier type instrument. Okay, so suppose if I am using the meter for measuring the voltage. Okay, so although the type of the meter is PMMC, but we are having some extra components in the circuit, or rather we are making some changes in the overall arrangement uh, of the instrument of the. Okay, so that is why the it will no longer be a normal PMMC type instrument. We can call it a rectifier type of instrument. Okay, so this will be called is as a rectifier voltmeter. Let me first draw the circuit. Okay, okay, so this is the series resistance, which is called the multiplier. This is the AC supply. Okay, this is the AC supply. These are the four diodes, which is nothing but a full wave rectifier, D1, D2, D3 and D4. So these four sets of diode are actually making a full wave rectifier. This is the PMMC instrument which is connected in the circuit. Okay, this is its meter resistance. This is the current which will flow. Okay, so this actually is a full wave rectifier type voltmeter. So you can also call it a full wave rectifier voltmeter. Okay, since a full wave rectifier is connected in the circuit along with this PMMC type instrument. Okay, so this will be the kind of, you can say, the output voltage, that is the rectified voltage. Okay, so generally these rectifier type instruments, they use silicon diodes to convert the AC quantity into the series of unidirectional current pulses. Okay, which will produce the positive deflection when passed through a PMMC type instrument. Okay, and these four diodes are there, D1, D2, D3 and D4. So you can see that when the input is positive here, okay, so obviously this is the AC quantity, so after every half cycle the you can say the polarity will change. So in the positive cycle, that is when the input is positive, the diode D1 and D4 will conduct, which will cause the current to flow through the meter from top to bottom, that is in this direction which is indicated here. Okay, uh, similarly in the negative half cycle, that is the when the input goes negative, what will happen, that D2 and D3 will conduct, and current again in this case will flow through the meter from positive to the negative terminal. Okay, so the resulting current waveform is nothing but a series of positive half cycles, okay, without any spaces in between. So uh, the waveform will be something like this, which I have drawn here. Okay, and as in the case of the normal DC voltmeter, which we studied in the previous lecture, similar to that, in this rectifier voltmeter circuit as well, you can see that we are using a series connected multiplier resistor. Okay, which is this RS, this is the same multiplier. Okay, so the objective is same here also, that we have to limit the current which is flowing through the PMMC instrument. So the meter deflection will be proportional to the average current. Okay, and average current, you know, that will be 0.637 times the peak current. Okay, so whatever be the peak current, the average will be 0.637 of it. Okay, but normally the actual current or voltage which is to be indicated in AC measurements is generally the RMS quantity. Okay, and RMS quantity is about 0 point, or rather it is 0.707 of the peak value. Okay, so if this is the peak value, then RMS will be just 0.707 times, or you can say 1.11 times the average value. So 1.11 times of this average value. Okay, so this is the relations between the RMS, average and peak values of the quantity. Okay, so since there are direct relationships between this RMS, peak and average values, we can say that the meter scale can be calibrated to indicate the RMS values. Okay, so this is the concept of the PMMC type instrument when used to measure the AC quantities. Okay, so this type of arrangement will have to be provided. Okay, and this is nothing but a full wave rectifier, so that it becomes a rectifier voltmeter. So although the instrument is PMMC, but since we are using this rectifier arrangement in the circuit, that is why it can be called as a rectifier type instrument or rectifier voltmeter. Okay, now let's see one example problem. A PMMC type instrument with the full scale deflection of 100 microampere and meter resistance of 1 kilo ohm is to be employed as an AC voltmeter with full scale deflection of 100 volt, that is RMS. Okay, so this is about the voltmeter Okay, calculate the multiplier resistance value required. So that means that you have to calculate this RS. Okay, now you can use the same circuit as I have drawn in this previous slide. Okay, so in this problem we will just use the same circuit. So you know that at full scale deflection the average current flowing through the PMMC type instrument will be 100 microampere. So this was actually 100 microampere. Okay, so it is already given in the problem that at full scale deflection the current will be 100 microampere. Okay, so at full scale deflection the average current will be 100 microampere. Okay, so what will be the peak current, or I peak you can also call it, or maybe IM, that is maximum, whatever you may want to represent it you can represent. So the maximum value will be nothing but the average divided by 0.637. So average is 100 microampere divided by 0.637. This will be something around 157 microampere. Okay. So this maximum value will be nothing but the applied peak voltage minus the rectifier voltage drop. Okay, so since diodes are connected in the circuit, so obviously there will be some drop in voltage as well. Okay, due to these diodes, divided by total circuit resistance. So total circuit resistance. Okay, so what it will be, let's see. So rectifier voltage drop will be because of the two diodes which are there in the path. So in positive as well as in negative half cycle, two diodes will always be present in the path. So that is why the rectifier voltage drop will be 2 multiplied by the voltage drop of one diode. Okay, that is either for D1 and D4 or for D2 and D3. Okay, and the applied peak voltage is applied peak voltage is 414 times the RMS value. Okay, and the total circuit resistance will be the series resistance RS plus the meter resistance RM. Okay, now after having determined these three values, IM will be, let's calculate the 1.414 VRMS. So we are just putting the values in this last expression which I have written in the previous slide. Okay, so I am just putting here the values, the applied peak voltage, the rectifier voltage drop, and the total circuit resistance. Okay, so it will be 1.414 times the RMS value minus the drop divided by the resistance. Okay, so from this expression, having already calculated the other values, that is this current, the maximum value of this current, this RMS is already given, the drop. Okay, you can calculate directly the series resistance. Okay, so this is 1.414 VRMS minus twice of this VF divided by IM minus RM. So you just put the values here in this expression. So this will be 1.414 multiplied by 100 volt. Okay, since the RMS value is 100 volt, minus, you just take the voltage drop of one diode to be 0.7 volt, and the maximum value is 157 microampere of this current minus 1 kilo ohm. Okay, so this will come as 890.7 kilo ohm. Okay, so this will be the value of the series resistance. Now there is a second part of this question in which it is asked that you have to calculate the pointer indication for the voltmeter when the RMS input voltage is 75 volt. Okay, so you can just consider as an extension in this problem that let's suppose now the RMS voltage which is to be read is 75 volt. Then what is the pointer indication in terms of full scale deflection? Okay, so for this you can calculate the average current, that will be 0.637 times the maximum value. So 0.637, and the expression for this maximum current value will be 1.414 Vrms minus twice of Vf divided by Rs plus Rm. So it will be 0.637, 1.414, or just delete this point. Okay, so it will be 1.414 multiplied by 75 minus 2 into 0.7 divided by 890.7 kilo ohm plus 1 kilo ohm. Okay, so this will come as 75 microampere. Okay, now in terms of full scale deflection, if you have to represent it, so you just go back to the data at the starting, and you can see here that the full scale deflection for the instrument is 100 microampere. That means at full scale deflection it will represent 100 microampere. Okay, so if it is representing 75 microampere, then obviously it means that it is representing 0.75 of its full scale deflection value. Okay, so in terms of full scale deflection it will be 0.75 of its full scale value. Similarly, if the voltage range here is changed, let's suppose to 50 volt, so again you can just repeat this exercise for the 50 volt case as well, and then you will see that here it will come only 0.5 times of full scale deflection. Okay, so this was about the rectifier type instrument, or you can say that the PMMC type instrument when they are being used with AC. Okay, so this is all in this lecture. Thank you very much.